Hi there, Linda Goodall here. I recently digitized a set of these really cute baby animal appliques, and I did it in my other software. And after I made them, I decided, I'd like to make a quilt and I want to have stipple stitching around it. Now, you might think that a $13,000 piece of software would have stipple stitches, but no, it doesn't. I'd have to draw this stuff. And if you've ever tried to draw stipple stitching, it's not fun. But Embrilliance Stitch Artist makes it easy. And I'm using Stitch Artist Level 3, and I'll show you how you can instantly create this kind of stipple stitching around the design. So it doesn't even matter that it's a stitch file. Yes, this is a kitty, and it's weird and ugly colors because it's a DST file. So I'm just going to delete my stipple stitching there, and we'll start all over. So I'm going to go into Stitch Artist, and we want level 3, and we need these pathing tools out here because this is the secret sauce to getting this to work really fast and easy without having to draw anything. So I'm just going to select my design, and I'm going to click this little button here. If I hover, the tooltip comes up and it says create an outline from stitches on the page, and there we've done that. So now let's hide that guy so we can just see our outlines. And if I click on this, you can see it's all one big chunk. And we want to take it apart, so we'll go to Create, Outline, Separate Holes. And now we just have that outline part. We're not going to need those other parts, so let's just select those and get rid of them. Command X, and they're gone. Nice thing about working on the Mac with Mac software is all your keyboard shortcuts work the same. So it's kind of dippy in here, but I'm not going to worry about that because the next little step is going to fix that. So remember, here is our design, and our outline was right up next to that. I want a little bit of an offset. I don't want my stipple stitching to come right up to that line. So let's select that one, and we have another cool tool in here which is called the Inflate Objects. And if you've worked with other software, this might be called the offset tool or something like that. So I'm just going to select that. You do have to have your item selected, so select that with my item selected, and we have this sizing guide here. So I'm going to take it up to about 4. And you can see now I have an offset of 4. And I had it soften the corners. That's checked there. I can also go negative. So there are negative numbers on here. So if I go negative, see, it goes to the inside. That's pretty cool. So let's take it back out to the outside, about 4. That's good. And now I have that outline. And I want to create another box out here. Notice that when I created that offset, it got rid of my other line. That can be good at times, and that might be a problem at others. So you just have to decide whether you want to work on a copy or work on the original. So now I want to put a box out here to be the outer perimeter, and I'm just going to take the easy way out, and I'm going to go to the Shapes library, go down here and pick a square. And it plops it in the middle of the screen, and if I hold down the Shift key while I scale, I can size it up. Now if you look down here, I can't move my mouse to show you, but down here on the status bar it says selected, and see how the size is changing there? So I can use that as a reference, or I can just use my hoop. And I have a 150 by 150 hoop chosen here, and it's just so that I have a reference guide. And now I have my square. Now what I need to do is to cut this hole out of the middle. So we'll select both of those pieces, go to Create, Outline, Combine Holes, and there we have our place for our stitching. Now I have to do is touch the stipple button, click on the stipple button, and look, instant stipple stitches. So I'm going to unhide that one, and you can see now that my stipple stitches are going right around the edge. Now I might want to do a little bit of adjustments here on the outline, because see how that's straight across or that's straight across? I might not like that. So all I really need to do is to come in here and move some points around, and see how just that teeny little move changed that. And look, it changed the other place too. So if I'm happy with that, I can leave it there, or I can adjust the spacing. That might be a little tight, especially if it was a really big block. But I think I'm going to go with this for now. So this is part of Stitch Artist Level 3. If we go to Stitch Artist Level 1, there's 2, and see there's 3. So what if you only have Stitch Artist, say, Level 2? So let's get to Level 2, and I'll show you a way to do that. So okay, to New Document. This time I have to draw my artwork outside. Well, I could draw it in here, but if you have graphics tools, you might find it easier just to draw them outside. And I'll find my vector file, open that, and now see I have my outlines, and this has already been offset in another program, so I could just go ahead now and start with the create the hole, add the stipple stitches, and that sort of thing. Well, what about Level 1? Level 1, you're going to bring this in possibly as a bitmap if you can create that kind of artwork outside, or you can just use this as a guideline, and you're going to have to trace around it and figure that out. Me, I like the power tools, so yes, I want Stitch Artist Level 3. So you can do a lot with Stitch Artist if you just know what you want to do and figure out what tools to use. So this makes it real easy to add quilting to any design. If you have Stitch Artist Level 3, if you do a lot of quilting like this, you might want to get Stitch Artist Level 3 just to do this, because it's just going to save you so much time and frustration. So I hope you've learned a few tips here. The inline outline tool, well, I call it the inline outline tool. It's the offset tool, or what do we call it in here? The create outline from stitches and the inflate objects. Those two tools are so handy for doing all sorts of things. Once you start figuring out ways to do this, you'll wonder how you ever got along without it. So I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for watching, and see you again in another video.